time you had him. You came and got him when he was just a baby of some kind. And she said she couldn't stand it, so she went over and got him, brought him back home.
Yeah, she took him home when he was about 2. With the intention of leaving him, but she come and got him in about 3 days and kept him after that.
You mean she took him over there, huh, and left him?
Well, sent him over or something.
But she couldn't stand to without him. I think that's neat.
No,
She'll get her baby back. You guys had enough kids anyway, without another one, I guess, to raise. So you're ready to tell us about another picture?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's a picture of Duncan and Julia, his wife. And I don't know what date it was taken. But, I don't know.
They looked good in it, whenever it was.
I don't think it's a wedding picture, but that's about all I can tell you about it.
They're Lamont's dad and mom, aren't they?
Yeah.
And he's living in Basin or something.
Living in Basin.
Yeah. Okay. Wilson, this is number 11. We listed all these pictures and put them in a book so anybody wanted to read them and see who they were, they'd know. So this is number 11 picture, and who would you say about who this is? You want to tell us about this?
That's my oldest brother Douglas and his wife and their son Kenneth.
Does his wife have a name?
And what?
What does he call his wife? Honey? What's her name, Wilson?
His wife?
Yes.
His wife's Hazel, and his son is Kenneth.
Thank you. It should be nice if either one of us could hear, but since we can't, we holler at each other a lot. I can't tell whether I've got that in focus, but it's a pretty good picture, isn't it? Now, they're living in California, aren't they?
Yeah, in Los Angeles.
Yeah, we always get a pretty good letter from him at Christmas time, so we can keep in touch with him pretty easy. How old is he now, Wilson?
He's 83 last July.
Yeah.
I don't know how old he is in the picture.
Well, younger, that's for sure.
Brother Stanley when he was in the Navy, about 1933 or 34.
Oh, I think it was more like 41, Wilson, wasn't it? That's when the war started.
Oh yeah, about did I say 30?
Yeah.
About 43 or 44.
That'd make him older than you, yeah. Between 41 and 45 somewhere. Okay, all right, go ahead. Who's that?
That's Kenneth and Jean's boys,
Oh, how
Duane and Dudley.
Huh. Boy, they've grown up a lot, haven't they?
I guess so.
What do you remember best about them? Do those kids ever pull any pranks you want to remember?
No, not that I think.
I bet you do.
No, I don't know any.
Oh, well, you're a good uncle. You wouldn't tell on them anyway.
Okay, this is a picture of Duncan. I guess his graduation picture.
How far down who was he between? What two kids?
He was just younger than Rayner.
Oh, okay. You had such a big family, I can't remember who goes between who.
I can't either.
You can't? What do you mean you can? Oh, Wilson, that little tiny picture's so little that we're not going to be able to get a good picture of it, I don't think. But I know that it's you in
I can move it closer.
1943. It just goes out of focus when I put it closer, see?
No.
So I put it back there. But you were home from the Army in your Army uniform, okay?
Yeah.
All right. There's another very little one. It's Joel and Jack Hart, but it's so small. I don't think we're going to get much of a picture here. Anyway, that's Margie's little daughter. Oh, Wilson, I think this is just that one that we decided might be Stanley on a ship. It looks like it was. I don't think it's going to show up on this. These little tiny photographs don't much. We'll go on to something else, okay?
Well, it's on a fishing boat, and he's holding a fish.
Oh.
So it isn't a...
You don't think it's Stanley then? Maybe it's Joe.
It isn't a...
Was it Joe that fell off fishing boat and broke his something?
No. Yeah, that was Joe, but this isn't him.
This isn't a picture. What was that story about Joe? I remember reading a letter where he said he was all broke up and everything, but can't remember how it went.
The
That was-
boat he worked on was anchored up against a pier, and when he went to get on the boat, he fell down between them into the water. And I forgot what, he got several injuries. I don't remember exactly what they were.
I remember the letter said, though, that he was banged up for a long, long time.
Yeah,
But this isn't the picture of that situation.
no, this is a different boat.
Well, okay. Wilson, this is another, one of those almost unidentifiable little tiny pictures. Tell me what you can tell about it, Wilson.
Well, it's a picture of my brother Duncan and Bill Ferry.
They were both in the Navy, weren't they?
Yeah.
I guess Joe was too, wasn't he? No, Joe was in the Army. Who was the other? Oh, who was the other one? Stanley was in the Navy,
was in the
wasn't he?
Navy.
So where do you think this picture was taken? At Nell's house, probably,
I
huh?
think at Nell's house. I think that's her house in the background.
Somewhere between 1941 and 40. No, Bill didn't go in till 43, did he? Somewhere between 43 and 45.
Yeah. I think that little house is one they lived in before they bought the house on Garfield.
Oh,
But I don't know what street it was on. or
it
anything.
wasn't the one that was behind Mrs. Ferry's house, though, huh?
No.
I remember that little house better than any of them, because that's where, when Mace was well, he was born in January, and so Richard was born in June, I think. Richard was born in June, and so I had my little baby that was whatever difference between January and June is, and took him and I went in to visit Nell and take care of her. You had to supposed to stay in bed for 2 weeks when you had babies those days. So I took my baby and played with Richard and took care of Nellie and had a good time. And when I went back up to Crowheart where we living, I found out there'd been a big old flood went through my house, and Mammy and I was about half a block away from each other if you could measure country in blocks. And she said, "Sure good thing that you weren't home. You'd have drowned that baby." And I remember Grandma Irvin was still up at her house, too. And I said, "No, I wouldn't have drowned. I'd have probably been at your house the first time it started raining," because I was up there all the time. But that's how I can remember when Richard was born, is because he saved me from a terrible flood. What do you think of that? Did you hear a word I said? He
Yeah.
can't even hear me. Can you?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. It was a pretty good story, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I thought so. Smile. You're on candid camera. Come on. Give me a big smile.
I am smiling.
Give me a big smile. Big smile. Okay. That's good. So are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, who's this guy? As if I didn't know. Who is it?
That's my brother Joseph's graduation picture.
Joseph Francois? You know
Yeah.
that isn't really his name. His really name is something else. It's really Delamater, isn't it?
Was Delamater at first, but his birth certificate said
What
he was-
happened to that birth certificate that changed his name? He was named something else. How'd it go? Wilson?
He sent for his birth certificate when he went in the Air Force, and they didn't have it recorded as Del, what we'd always called him. They had his name recorded as Joseph Francois for the doctor.
Yeah, I think what he did is doctors have to sign those certificates, and I think he just signed it in the wrong place, don't you?
No, I just think he put his name on it instead of the,
So he'd have a
Yeah.
son of his own.
because they always wanted some kid named for him.
How neat. What do you have now, Wilson?
Well, that's Richard and Janet, it says, but I can't tell which is which.
Oh, that's another one of those pictures that flashes the lights all over, and can't make it out even in real life hardly. It's who?
That's Janet and Richard Ferry.
Mm-mm. Can you tell what they're doing in it? I can't quite make it out. What does it look to you like they're doing? They're outside, aren't they?
Looks like it's outside.
Well, I guess you're not going to tell me a story about it. I guess I'll just turn you off and get another picture. Okay, Wilson, you're on camera.
Okay, you want to put it on this picture or what?
Oh, I kind of like it where it's at.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Who is it?
That's my cousin, Truth Countryman.
Oh, yeah. Huh. Man, that was a long time ago. I can't get her into focus, though, but it's a pretty picture, all right. She's not a very well person right now. She's kind of sick in bed, too, a lot. Down in Stockton, Utah. Just tell me who this fella is.
That's Kenneth Downey. And after Ed Thies died, he and Nell Ferry was married.
Oh, Bill's sister.
Yeah.
Bill Ferry's sister. Oh, I see. Oh, I never did know. Did you know him?
Yeah, he was a year or two ahead of me in high school.
Oh, what kind of business did he run?
I
Or
think
worked
he was
at?
a farmer just up close to Hudson.
Oh, was he? Oh. Okay. You ready?
Yep.
Oh, that's another good old one, isn't it?
That's a picture of Francis and Dorothy and Margaret Countryman.
Oh, boy. Back when a person only had 2 or 3 kids, they could get some pictures of them once in a while, couldn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good picture. It probably don't show up much. It's kind of dim. Probably doesn't show much on the camera, but at least when they see it in real life, they'll know who you said it was. Huh. Okay. That's all you're going to say about it? Okay, Wilson. Tell me about this one.
That's a picture of Hoot and the Twins.
There's, wait, what?
That's Hoot and the Twins.
Countrymen.
Countryman, yeah. I don't know which is which.
They're all countrymen. It's the twins. It's Hoot with the twins is who it is, says
That's
on the
what
back.
I said.
Huh. Oh, you mean you don't know which twin is which?
Yeah.
Nobody even knows to this day which is which. Mammy told me they are identical twins. And she said they're the easiest kids she ever had to raise because they didn't need anybody but each other. They play with each other's toes and just visit with each other and coo and everything. And they're still the same way, staying together forever. Well, I hope I'm getting some pictures here that you can see.
That's a picture of Isabel, the one in the back. I don't know the other girl.
Yeah, that's another one of those little tiny ones, but maybe it'd be enough identification so when you look at it, you'll know who it is.
This is a picture of Marvin and Mary Hart when they lived at Fort Washakie.
Is Mary in a baby buggy?
Yeah.
There's a flash of light over the front of it. Like there, that's better. You can't hardly see it. That's another one of those little tiny pictures. Yeah, Mary and Marvin Hart. Huh, okay.
I guess that's a graduation picture. I don't know.
Of who?
That's
Of who, Wilson?
Margaret Countryman that married Millard Hart.
Yeah, we always
I
call
think
her
it's a graduation picture.
Margaret. Yeah. That's pretty, oh yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, you think that she just was probably 18 or 19 in there, huh?
My Aunt Ida, Countryman, and a couple of her children. I think they're the twins, but I don't know for sure.